Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our second live stream.
Second live stream.
So what are we going to cover today? We're going to cover,
well, today we're going to cover, what, Blade Runner 2049 4K?
2049 right here, which we got on hand.
Boom.
Man, look at that.
And the other girly movie that he wanted to watch, I didn't really watch it because I don't subject myself to that kind of stuff.
What movie was that?
Across the Universe.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that's right.
I like musicals. I don't mind. I just I wasn't around for that particular movie.
Well, if you did notice, I did that review in like under a minute.
It's because you get back to the movie faster and watch it yet again. Because I know you probably watched it 3 or 4 times.
If you guys ever watch the channel and you see a mini review, that kind of means I don't really want to review it.
He's like getting through it, you know, as painless as possible.
But I think Across the Universe was straight like Beatles songs.
Yeah, it was basically based on the Beatles song, or at least a John Lennon song. I think was Across the Universe, but I couldn't be wrong on it. I'm a fan. I'm not a huge Beatles and John Lennon fan.
I think it was good back in the day.
I'm
right?
a Frank Zappa fan.
You did say that, right?
Huh?
You did say it? You saw that movie?
What?
Across the Universe?
No, I
You didn't see it?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh shit!
Sorry.
I thought you knew about it.
I knew what it was. I knew of it. I just never have seen it. I didn't watch it in theaters, and I didn't see it on 4K.
I know some people love it. I thought it'd be more like a La La Land type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't. But yeah, check out the review.
I enjoy the Fiona Apple version of the song, but no, I didn't see the movie, unfortunately.
Anyways, I know you guys want to know about Blade Runner 2049, which I watched on the projector. I watched a few clips on the TV.
I watched it on the OLED.
What would you think about it?
I thought they did a great job. I saw it in the theater, and I was really looking forward to the 4K release because in the theater it looked phenomenal, and I was not disappointed. Excellent black levels, super sharp picture, great soundtrack. I mean, they really did a nice job, especially like the opening theme song. Very, very nicely done. Great bass. I think the composer's name is this going to get me in trouble? I know this composer back from the day back in the 80s when he did an album with John Anderson from Yes, and they promoted the album as John and Vangelis. Now this is a Greek name, it's a shortening of a Greek name, so there's a couple different ways to pronounce it. Some people say hard G, Vangelis or Vangelis.
Vangelis?
Yeah, so we're not. Hopefully, we're not offending anyone by our pronunciation or mispronunciation.
I think I got ripped apart on my original Blade Runner review because I said Vangelis instead of Vangelis.
Yeah, well,
This is America.
Guys, just don't take it that seriously. It's not like we're changing the guy's identity or lessening his credibility as a composer.
But as far as lengthwise, how did you feel? It was like 2 hours and like 40 minutes
Yeah.
long,
Well,
something like that.
so first of all, you've got a Scott, and then you've got a Philip K. Dick story. So those together make for a very long movie. I think that they tend to they get a little overly cerebral. So I watched the original Blade Runner, and I've seen it, a few times since then. But there have been several occasions where I went to rewatch it and fell asleep because it does get a little intellectual, gets kind of bound up or clogged up with that intellectual stuff, and it kind of puts you to sleep every now and then.
On the Blu-ray on the 2049, they give you like prologue videos, which give you kind of like a prequel.
Oh, okay, all right.
Like little prequel stories about what came to be and why like Sapper, Bautista was in there, what his character was and stuff like that. Check that out if you guys want it on iTunes. It's there. It's on the disc as well. Like I said, if you saw the review, I gave it a 10 out of 10 for audio and video.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see it in the theater, like in his theater, but even in the living room, he's got one of his bigger subs, and he's got a real nice setup there. And it really, even with just the 2 stereo speakers and a sub, you could tell that this thing was powerhouse.
Yeah, the audio soundtrack is a standout.
Yeah, big time.
Excellent, very wide, because we watched it really quickly before we started the stream here.
Yeah.
In stereo in the living room. And it sounded awesome, just like 2 channels.
It did. He's like, he said, pay attention to the soundtrack. And I'm like, dude, I'm way ahead of you because it sounded it sounded fantastic. On the OLED 65-inch A1E, it looked spectacular. Great black levels. The fights when Batista puts him through the wall, that sounded great. Nice visual. The close up of the grubs, the live grubs, look really cool. But then when you go later on, I think it's about 3/4 of the way when he's in the. It's like the dust storm or sandstorm, and it's very like red. It's all red tones with the monuments and things. That even looked really sharp, which was saying a lot because he's in a sandstorm. It's not supposed to look all that sharp, and it looked great.
Yeah, fantastic detail, man. This is like reference quality disc for you guys.
Totally reference quality.
Pick it up for sure. Excellent quality. But like he said, we saw it on the A1E, which is gonna give us a little segue into what's just happened the past week with CES.
Past week CES. So, you know how all those people have been saying, well, what's next after 4K? I think LG answered that question by unveiling their new 8K panel that looked phenomenal by, for what we saw there and the reviews we heard about. Was it an 88-inch or 77-inch?
Yeah, it's like an 88-inch or something like that.
Yeah, it's something ridiculous.
I think it's like a tech demo, though. I don't know if we're going to
right. They're not
going to soon, but
it's like a prototype thing where it's a one-off, but they're showing what's coming. I know they've already broken ground in China for the factories to produce 8K panels. So, LG is just trying to be the forefront because they are the leaders in OLED technology.
And of course, Sony's got their new A8F or 8F8, depending on what country you're in, which is basically the same thing as the Sony A1E, which the A1E is still going to carry over into 2018. And I believe the Z9 is going to carry over again for the second year as the flagship LED set. Which is pretty awesome because that technology was that good 2 years ago. We're just going to still be good 2 years later.
Yeah, the Z9 is an amazing piece of tech. Something that we're not going to see here, or at least they didn't put it in the U.S. It was in Europe. Was the Panasonic, and the Panasonic got some great reviews. In fact, I think one reviewer was saying the Panasonic, the 1000 was the best. Better than any plasma, and the best OLED he'd ever seen. They never released it in the U.S. this year, but we'll see if it's going to be different this year.
What else did they show off? They showed off their new 4K player, the X700. The X800. I don't know why they went downwards a number.
Well,
next
maybe
year,
but is it a step up in quality or same quality? Just
I'm assuming it's got to be the same. Plus, this year is going to have Dolby Vision.
That's what I'm saying. You had the Sony's going to actually have the Dolby Vision, like they've been telling us they were going to do.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the firmware update for the A1E.
Yeah,
that's taking over a year now. That's getting crazy.
Well, I mean, luckily you don't have a lot of guys, outputting stuff in Dolby Vision at this point. But
well, we got Netflix. Sony's got some new sound bars coming out.
Yeah,
they got the ST5000. Their flagship from 2017 is still the flagship for this year.
And if you haven't heard that, you owe it to yourself to go give it a listen. It's awesome. I mean, that thing sounds fantastic. I mean, it's a big piece of money and it's a big chunk of soundbar, but it's definitely high tech and very, very good quality.
Yeah, the new one is what is it? It's the HT Z9F, but it's 3.1. It's a 3.1 channel soundbar, which is capable of Dolby Atmos. How is it doing that?
I have no idea. Without those up-firing speakers, I don't know how they're fooling your ears.
They have another lower quality one, the HT X9000 2.1 channel soundbar, which is also Dolby Atmos compatible.
So I have no idea. Well, we'll have to wait till it comes out and we'll get a chance to look at it.
I'll try to get one of each maybe.
He knows some people. He's got people for that stuff.
Panasonic's got their new UB820 out this year, which I'm sure Best Buy carried the 900 last year.
900, yeah. Again, what's the thing with going down in numbers?
Yeah,
I don't know that.
UB820, which is
confusing us.
It's gonna have HDR10 plus, which is kind of like HDR, the regular HDR version of Dolby Vision.
Right. Well, that was the one that I was. I did some research on that, and that was HDR10 plus was supposed to be Samsung and Amazon working in conjunction. So I don't know how LG got involved with that.
No, Samsung and Panasonic.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a Samsung Panasonic thing.
Sorry.
Which I think Samsung TVs are supposed to be supporting that this year on the Samsung TVs.
So apparently,
that's the word,
ultimately it's going to be a boon to the the customer buying that, the consumer buying that, because in my opinion, the dynamic HDR does represent a potentially better quality watching experience. But like we talked about last week, is it a huge difference between static metadata or dynamic metadata? We haven't seen enough difference. We have to watch two movies side by side to really tell you the difference. But theoretically, it sounds like dynamic data should be a better way to go. That's how the Sony rep explained it to me when I talked to him.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, so there's some movies in Dolby Vision, like some of the animated stuff that look a little bit better, a little bit better detail in those dark areas. But there's got to be some more content for us to.
Yeah, there's a lot of other stuff at CES that hit, but the big thing for us was obviously the big LG 8K panel.
LG's got some new models. Same models as this year, just take away 7, add an 8 to it.
Yep.
The C8, E8, and W8.
Oh, and high frame rate panels.
That's right.
So we're not talking about 4K at 60 frames per second. We're talking 4K.
120 frames per second. This is with the new A9 chip.
Magic.
But the B8, which is like their entry level OLED, is gonna have like the older chip.
Yeah.
So no HFR on that. No. Sorry guys.
You want to go there? You're gonna have to upgrade to at least the C or the E.
But as far as the Sony OLED, the A8F is gonna be the exact same panel. Everything's the same as the A1, except for the stand is different.
Oh, they're getting away from the easel stand.
There's no more of that lean back.
Yeah, the thing people didn't like the easel. A lot of people didn't like they liked the sound and all that, but the fact is it's laying back, and if you have overhead lighting, you're basically asking for reflection issues.
Luckily, mine's on the wall, so I don't have to worry about that one. What else we got? It's coming out.
Well, we got some new titles. Couple of titles we're looking forward to coming out this year. I don't know if you want to talk about that now or after.
Let's talk about the receivers really quick.
Oh, receivers. Yeah. Denon.
Denon's got a beast of a receiver. It's the 8500.
13 channels.
13 channels. With 13 channels of amplification built in.
Yeah, because I don't know if you know this, but a lot of times they'll say, 11 channels, which means they can actually power 9 channels, but you'd have to buy a separate stereo amp for the other 2 channels. So now they're actually, I can't imagine how big this beast is going to be, and it's going to weigh a ton, but you'll have all power, one box.
One box. So you're going to be able to do 6 Atmos height speakers. Of course, my room is way too small to do another set.
For most people with a reasonable sized room, two is just like a way to get your foot in the door, but 2 doesn't do it. You need at least 4. 4 for most rooms is going to be okay, unless you've got a gigantic.
6.
Yeah,
either
6.
Either 6 Atmos speakers, or you can do 2 wide channels.
Right. So you can do your front sets, right? Your left, right, your center. You can do your 4 overheads. You can do your 2 rears, and you can do a set of extra wide rears as well, which, depending on what you're watching, can actually enhance the situation, I guess.
The Marantz has an 8805 preamp, which I wonder why Denon doesn't do preamps. They used to do it back in the past. They don't do it anymore. I personally like the sound of Denon's better than Marantz, but that's just me.
I like Marantz if I'm just doing strictly audio, but for home theater, and I think Denon does a better job of finding a machine that does really well in both aspects.
If anybody's wondering, do receivers and preamps sound differently? Sure they do.
Yes, they do.
Every componentry has their own sound signature. And Marantz, like I said, the 8805 is also going to do 13.2 channel processing. So you guys are going to need the amplifiers for that. Same thing as the Denon, because they're both parent companies. They're both related to each other.
But you're talking about excellent quality DACs.
Great quality
all
DACs.
Channels.
Again, 6 Atmos speakers. It's going to be beast.
Yeah.
Should I get it? I'm contemplating getting it.
He's been talking about it all afternoon. He's like, man, should I do it? Should I do it? So this is like Midas asking, do I need more gold? I really don't know.
But right now I got the Integra, which is kind of like the higher end Onkyo. I do prefer the sound of the Integra over Marantz componentry. I think Marantz is just softer sounding.
Well, again, Marantz is more targeted for
like the music
audio versus right.
Yeah.
Think about it, in terms of
because I had the 8802 before I got the Integra.
Yeah.
Which I thought was nice, but then the Integra was a little bit more detailed for me.
What do you have for the living room?
I got a Marantz in there.
He's got a Marantz with 2 Martin Logan slimline, ultra slimline. They look like just panels that you glue to the wall. It's crazy. They're so thin. But it sounds awesome.
Hence why the Vangelis soundtrack sounds quite good.
It sounds so excellent
On the 2040 now. So,
because it's a Marantz receiver with high-end audio speakers.
right there. What else audio-wise? I don't think anything else really.
I haven't done anything about speaker stuff.
Yeah, nothing but speaker stuff. Actually, I didn't follow any of the other speaker stuff, but
Well,
just the ones that I thought I would buy, I followed. I think TCL's got a couple of new models that are coming out too.
TCL, a good Chinese brand,
Yeah.
makes a nice quality, like a budget-minded TV. So if you don't have the money to spend on an OLED or even a higher end Sony or Samsung, TCL's been getting a lot of good tech reviews for their products.
Yeah, they got their P series coming out, which is supposed to be, I think, between the $600-$700, maybe like $500-$700 range.
Right.
Same as last year's.
This is kind of like we're throwing a bone to the people that think that maybe Shane's a little bit elitist. He's not.
I have videos. I own videos.
He's just a hobbyist or an enthusiast who really just kind of took it to the next level. But we all had to start somewhere. I have an OLED now, but I've owned, my first LED was a Samsung. The TV that this OLED replaced was a 70-inch Vizio, 120 hertz, 1080, which is one of my favorite TVs. Man, the thing was a brute. It ran all day long and never gave us single squeak.
Good bang for your buck, TCL and Vizio.
Yep.
I think Hisense got some good stuff too.
Hisense, I've heard different things. Hisense is a very, very large company. They have groups in China. They have groups in Japan. They have groups in Mexico. When I talked to the Hisense rep, he was like, "Yeah, the Aqua is produced by the Japanese group, and this one's produced by this group." So, it's just one of those things where big corporation, not everything being the same.
All right. So that's CES. That's tech news. For those that are wondering, I think the Marantz is going to be $4,500. The Denon is supposed to be like $4,000.
Yeah.
So
Denon's a good way to go, though.
So let's go back to movies. here.
All right.
Let's give our top five.
Top five
movies that you're
looking forward to.
In the theater, and also on 4K.
In the
Blu-rays.
theater, I just saw Shape of Water. If you like,
Did you see that?
Yeah. If you like Del Toro,
Wait.
Movie Pass, baby.
Using Movie Pass?
Movie Pass. Come on.
Did you guys watch the Movie Pass review?
Movie Pass review, dude. It's six. It's like what? $10, $9.99 a month, and you can see a new movie every day. So
Killer.
I was bored on my day off. Said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go see Shape of Water" because I'm a big Guillermo del Toro fan. So I saw it, and I was not disappointed. As always, phenomenal photography. Excellent story. This one's a little more romantic than a lot of his stories, but just the cinematography was both like, it was very dark 40s because it takes place like sort of after World War II, maybe early 60s.
And Abe Sapien is in it.
Yeah, the guy who played actually Doug Jones, who played Abe Sapien, is actually he plays the guy. But just a really, really well done movie. Excellent cinematography as always. Just great visuals. It looked phenomenal in the theater, so I just hope that the 4K comes out, looks just as good.
Of course, March 6th, Thor Ragnarok. Did you see that in the theater?
I did see that in the theater.
Did you like it?
I liked it very much. I'm a big fan of Thor. I love the comedy they kind of interject with that. I love the storyline.
Did you think it was too much comedy?
Yeah, I think they're doing that toward. I think I actually said that before. They're trying a little too hard with the Thor. I think that they're trying to attain the first Avengers movie where they did a great job of bringing the actual humor in the comic book to the screen. But I think in subsequent Marvel movies they're trying too hard to get a laugh out of the crowd. Thor is by nature kind of a big goofy dude.
I thought the comedy worked better in Thor though than it did in Guardians. Because Guardians, I felt like they really tried to force that down your throat, and I liked it, but I really just didn't like it though.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I think Batista is trying a little too hard to make Drax be really funny.
He had comments, he had the jokes every scene he was in.
So while I did enjoy the movie, I thought they just pressed a little hard on that funny button. And then the same thing with the Thor. While I did appreciate the humor. I like the relationship between Loki and Thor. I think that's kind of comedic, but at the same time, just don't try so hard, man. Just let the story tell itself.
And that's March 6th. That's coming out, and then of course the week after, Come on, man. The biggest movie of the year. Justice League.
Justice League, man. That was another one. Saw it in the theater.
You liked it?
No, I did like it. I
liked it too.
I liked it. I like the fact that there's humor, but there's still because it's DC, so they tend to go a little darker anyway.
Yeah, but it felt more like an Avengers movie than it did DC.
Yeah, it did. I think they're trying to pull
switch
kind of
tones on that. Yeah.
right, lighten it up just a touch. I am really really looking forward to Ready Player One in the theaters, and I'm and just as much on 4K. I read the book. I totally dug the book. And then I found out that Spielberg was on board, and I'm like, yeah, this is going to be the real deal, man. This looks really great.
Yeah, that should sound excellent. Hopefully, excellent on 4K.
Can I imagine the soundtrack in that? Because it's a virtual world, right? So they can do anything they want with the sound. Mm-hmm. The only limit is their imagination.
So no release date on Ready Player One.
Yeah, it's coming out in the theaters here soon.
Now in the theaters yet.
Yeah.
And of course, The Last Jedi. I don't think there's a date announced that.
Not yet. It's out. They're already taking pre-orders for it.
But this should be the first Star Wars movie in 4K. So that's like record setting right there. Monumental day. The first Star Wars movie. I'm hoping. I liked it in the movie theater. I don't know about you, except for the part where they're at the casino. That really sucked.
That could have been totally just left out. So we got Thor, Justice League, Last Jedi, Ready Player One, Shape of Water.
I want also Jurassic World. You want Shape of Water. I want Jurassic World. I can't wait for that one to come out on 4K because I'm a fan of the Jurassic Park movies. I like dinosaurs.
I'm a fan. I mean I saw it in the theater and I've seen it a bunch of times. I saw it in 3D, right? When they first released it, IMAX 3D.
Yeah.
So I saw it. Blu-ray. I saw it. It looked really good. I'd be interested to see how that transfers to 4K. Mm-hmm. How they deal with that. But still, Shape of Water is that's gonna be a beast on 4K.
What else we got? Touch that there. I don't know. So we're not going to keep this a super long stream, but we'll answer a couple of questions that we have here. Home theater retracted. What do we got? I think there's somebody, Onkyo or Denon. A couple of questions from you guys. Onkyo or Denon, which one is better? I mean, that's really subjective. Which one
the thing is,
better?
it is subjective. Onkyo's been around for a long time. Denon's been around the longest.
Yeah, like
they started
years.
in 1910 in Japan.
So
they were the first Asian producer of consumer electronics.
But for me, I like them both. Although I think I've owned Onkyo stuff.
I've never owned any Onkyo, and I know Onkyo now owns Pioneer. So, they've got a really good name. I think a lot of times they get a bum rap because, people tend to either, ignore them in lieu of like Marantz or a lot of things. I think that they actually make some good quality products.
This guy, Mr. Darren Buss.
Darren, what's up, man?
And yes, Emotiva does have a pretty high-end pre-pro coming out. I think it's like the RMC something or another, which is going to have like Dirac sound calibrations for your room, which is supposed to be like best of the best. That's going to be like $4 or $5 I'm looking forward to that. That could be on my list of things to get as well.
Darren, you have a Hisense. Nice. So you can speak to that.
Hi guys, how's it going? It's going very well. Thank you.
Yeah, it is going very well. Cheers, thanks for asking.
What else we got? There's a question from somebody hit me up on Facebook. I think his name is Brian Martin. He asked me if he should get the Fast and the Furious on Blu-ray, on 4K Blu-ray, or just buy the stream because of the extended cut and all this other stuff. I think the video quality is going to be better on the discs, obviously, but if you want to get extended cut stuff, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if there's other materials you want to see, like backstage stuff and all that, streaming is very, cool. But I think we actually had this discussion last year with some people on the 4K group that we belong to with Brass and Techno Dad. The discussion basically streaming versus hard media. Streaming is great. But streaming, I pretty much stream exclusively. I stopped buying stuff just because I'm waiting till I, get into a permanent place. Right now, my living arrangement is such that I want to keep accruing more stuff. So, hard media, you don't suffer from the same problems you do with streaming. There's no variation. It is what it is. You're a hard connect. It's going to be the same, consistent all the time. Streaming can vary depending on your network setup, on your bandwidth, your down speeds, all these things that play into that.
What else? Oh, you know what? We didn't talk about. I saw Heat. I did Heat this week.
As you can see the picture on his thumbnail.
Heat is an awesome movie. It's one of my favorite movies. Probably in my top 5 favorite movies
Of all time.
Just for enjoyment of all time.
Yeah.
So I saw that it was on iTunes. Come on, man, you got to grab that. It's the best.
We're both big fans of that movie.
And it's not like it's a dated movie because they don't really show like a lot of tech.
No, it's not, man. It's just
it's like guns and bank robbery.
Right. It's a character-driven crime movie. Man.
Very good character arcs.
Come on,
this whole movie.
you got De Niro, you've got freaking Pacino at their best, man. And then you got Val Kilmer before he had his issues, and he did a great job as well. You had Danny Trejo. You've got, you had Tom
Sizemore.
Tom Sizemore.
Yeah.
You had so many great characters. Yeah, just
Loved it. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Especially, obviously, the bank shootout scene is like the best ever. I think it's like influenced so many movies.
Oh please, that was the best bank shootout movie.
I watch that all the time. I've given him the demo a few times.
Yeah.
Just every time I get something new speaker, new subwoofer.
Gotta check it out.
There's gunshots in that. Sick.
Great movie.
Is Blade Runner 2449 any good?
Yeah, it was excellent. A little long, but beyond that, it was an excellent movie.
See, that's why I don't do movie reviews. I just do the audio and video.
Yeah, right. So the audio and video is somewhat subjective, but it's more easily objective because you can actually meter things, right? But do you like the movie? Well, you're talking about the content, and that's completely subjective. I may like things that you don't like, or vice versa. So,
all right. Did you think it was boring? Does this come out with it? Did you think it was boring?
In points, yeah. At points, it got boring. I was paying attention because, like I said, I was a big fan of the first one. So I was hoping for a lot of like different story reveals, some backstory stuff. How this worked, how the two stories work together. That was interesting, but there was a lot of sort of internal turmoil the characters are going through that I don't necessarily feel brought anything to the story and very little to the watcher.
So yes, it did drag a little bit in the middle.
Yeah.
Was it maybe 40 minutes too long?
I think my friend actually had to nudge me because I think I yawned and woke myself up at one point. I was only a few minutes, but, he's like, how are you falling asleep? I'm like, dude, it's Philip K. Dick. It happens.
It visually and audibly looks freaking awesome, man.
Yeah. Quality-wise for that?
Did I have to watch it 5 times to try to get through it? Maybe.
He fell asleep too many times. He lost count. I just fell asleep for a couple minutes in the theater, but, I was tired. It was after work.
What about Yamo? Are Yamo speakers any good? They're Yamo speakers, not Jamos.
Yamo be there?
Those are good speakers. They have some good stuff. I don't think they've been sold in North America for a while. I think Best Buy and Magnolia used to carry them, but they don't do that anymore.
Here's a question right here. Might be good with that.
In the living room, would you say it's best with Atmos 5.1? In the living room, it really depends on how big the living room is.
Yeah.
If it's
ceiling height is a big deal. If you've got high arc ceilings, you definitely want to go with actual ceiling speakers versus a reflective Atmos.
Yeah, it depends on what your living room looks like. If 5.2 or 7.1 is gonna work better. Depends on your room.
Yeah.
Ceiling height, all kinds of stuff. And what else we got here? Did I do it? What else we got coming up next week? We got I think we got Jigsaw coming up. We got Jigsaw. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see it. I stopped watching the Saw movies after the first one made me throw up. When he cut his foot off, I'm like, fuck that noise, and I threw up.
Yeah, I think I got Jigsaw coming next week. Jigsaw's coming. What was the other one? I think Cloverfield.
Cloverfield, I'm looking forward to.
I like Cloverfield. I like
that. Is it Cloverfield or 10 Cloverfield Lane?
I think they're both coming out.
Yeah, I know 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Not next week, but the next week they're coming out.
Yeah.
What else is coming out? I think that's Blue Planet. I think I have a review of Blue Planet as well coming out.
Okay.
So very much like Planet Earth.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming in the mail. It's going to be delivered soon.
Planet Earth.
Did you like Planet Earth?
I did like Planet Earth.
Yeah, I thought it was boring.
Well, you know, it's not something you sit down and watch right through because, you know, I do have to say that when I watch things where David Attenborough is the guy talking, like, I love his narration. He's so British.
He is British.
But he's just
like brass tacks.
He's not quite brass tacks. I don't think you'd ever see, like, we got a cheat up in this bitch.
He should, though.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
That'd be good.
I think David Attenborough should have brass tacks kind of guest star.
What else? So that's all we have coming up for next week. No, I think I have another iTunes review coming out next week. I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's going to be a surprise.
Yep.
But it's a good one. What else? I think that's it. There's a new wall TV. Yeah, we got that one.
Yep.
What else? Anything else you want to talk about there?
No, I think we covered pretty much it. I mean, you know, last week we were talking about it, and you know, it had so many sort of connections to the old one and the book and everything else, and it just kind of went long. And we're, you know, like I said, we're just kind of getting this format nailed down. So you might get some longer live streams, some shorter live streams. But I think we covered everything we came to cover today. We answered a few questions.
Covered CES, future reviews next week.
Yep.
Weekly reviews.
Dave Voigt, thank you, man. Nice, you know, good to see you.
All right, man.
All right.
I'm Shane.
I'm Bill.
Thanks for checking out the stream. If you guys in the future have any questions, hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, in the comment section here.
Yep.
We'll write them down, we'll cover them, we'll try to get to them. And we'll see you guys again in the next video.
Have a good week. Cheers.